Guys, Kuzo here, back with another video. In this video today, we're going to be trying out a new kind of series. This series runs along the same kind of lines as my redesign series that I've been doing on my channel here, redesigning characters into different themes or from one series into another. The idea for this one first sparked when I was listening to Anime Opera's Rant Cafe. There was some talk about the look of some of the Pokemon and actions that could be made to the Pokemon that were a little questionable, but it's not for me to judge, you know? But of course the first thing that came to my mind was, Pokemon, people. What would make this scenario that they were saying less questionable? And thus the idea was born. Redesigning Pokemon into anime characters. Yes, I know this has been done before, but I wanted to give my try at it, and there can always be different designs of a redesign. So, as you guys could probably tell after a minute of me rambling on, from the little slides that came up to the top left and bottom right, that I am redesigning Ivysaur into an anime character. That was my attempt at a dramatic sound effect. I know it didn't work, but let's move on. Hope you guys like these little sidebars that I added for a nice little effect. I thought they would be fun, kind of representing the Pokemon card. And before you say anything about the stats and all that stuff, to be completely honest, I don't know much about the cards myself, because I never played with the cards, never had the money for it as a kid, so I don't know if any of these leaves and star stuff is accurate, but I wanted to make sure I put in some stuff that, you know, might have a little bit of a double meaning to it, other than just the name Vine Whip times 20. Gosh. Anyways, if you guys like this idea, definitely make sure to hit that like button. Lets me know if you guys do like this idea and want to see more of this type of content. And if you guys do like this Pokemon redesign series, let me know what kind of Pokemon you would want to see next in the comment section below. You can also tell me why you want me to redesign that specific Pokemon like this, but I have a feeling I know why. I have a feeling. Just a hunch. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about the design. Some of you guys might be thinking, you know, this isn't quite an anime character. This is kind of like a furry thing. And, well, for one, she doesn't have any fur on her. Okay, alright, we established that. No, I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, some of you might be wondering my thought process behind why I designed her the way I did and why I didn't go a more traditional route where someone might just do a normal anime character design with little hints of who the character would be, like what Pokemon they are. I didn't necessarily want to do that because I wanted to actually incorporate some of the key points of the Pokemon into the actual character, which would kind of make them some sort of splice of actual human and Pokemon. And for all of you furries out there that might be stumbling across this video, I don't know the terminology for that, and I'm sure there is a terminology, just like there's a terminology for most of the things you can turn a human into with an animal, some sort of splicing. But yes, part human, part Pokemon. That's what I want to go for with these Pokemon redesigns. But we'll also see how well this video does, because if it does very horribly, I may not do this again, who knows. But I decided to put the little flowery part and the leaves on her back, kind of like just how normal Ivysaur would be. And I was told by a certain person that when I draw Venusaur, that I need to make sure she has double D's, which I learned a lot about that person from that single comment, and what kind of extracurricular activities they might indulge in. Nah, anyways, but yeah, actually that was a little bit of a eye-opener and a good idea for me when I realized, you know, these are mid-sized, you know, cups there, and I was like, double D's for Venusaur. That means if I did Bulbasaur, I would have it like gradually progressing up to a more mature version. And I was like, you know, actually that works. And of course, when someone mentions this, my first thought of transformation differences, it wasn't, you know, Goku, black hair, I transform, it turns yellow. No, it's my front cups get bigger within each transformation. Man, shows where my mind's at. Okay. You can't blame me. I'm still young. I got testosterone. At least I think I'm still young. But fun little fact about this illustration, I almost forgot to put in her little vine whips there when I was doing it. When I was drawing out the illustration, I didn't save them for last because I was like, yes, I will place them in the perfect spot. It was more so, oh my gosh, I forgot the vines. I ended up placing them where I could, and it would have been a good thing to have remembered that before I sketched out the pose and everything like that, because I would have used the vines a little bit more heavily in the composition, and I would have had them, you know, twirling and intertwining a little bit more than they are. Some of you may be thinking, Chris, you could have just re-sketched the pose out. You know what? I guess I'm lazy. Which most artists are, okay? You can't blame me for that. The vines still look alright, although those little slits on the end, every time I looked at them, they kind of gave me a weird vibe. They're there. They still work. Okay, time to move on. And all this foliage on the bottom, it was quite difficult. I really couldn't decide on the color because there was a point where it just started feeling too blue. This whole illustration, and it almost started feeling like a slight monochromatic image. So I started trying to sprinkle some other colors of things in there, but there's a part where I actually decide to change the color of the foliage so that way it gives a good separation between her and the background. Also, the whole background in general was kind of just on a whim because I wasn't even originally going to put in a background on this, and then when I started to, I was like, what am I doing? Because if you notice back in the beginning part with the sketch and stuff, I didn't put any blobs around or anything for background composition, and when I was going with it, I just kind of went with the flow, let my artistic stuff just, you know, take over. Which sometimes that backfires and everything starts looking like crap, and that's why I don't necessarily like to do that. But in this case, it eventually turned into something that I was pretty satisfied with. And another thing for the colors, I was deciding early on what exactly I was going to do with the skin color, if I was going to make it actual skin color or blue. And I was kind of mulling it over in my head when I wasn't actually drawing it, and I was thinking about it and just trying to imagine it in my head. And I was just like, you know, I'm just gonna make her skin blue. So I went with it, and I tried to make it like a turquoise-ish blue, because I was trying to make it a little bit like you know, Ivysaur's. And I know overall it kind of has a different tint to it, but towards the end of it, I was pretty satisfied with how it eventually came out. And I guess one of the reasons why I was more satisfied with it than I originally anticipated was because I have a really hard time coloring different colored skins other than, you know, just your normal everyday skin colors. But when it comes to those unnatural skin colors like blue and red, purple and turquoise and stuff like that, that becomes a little bit more difficult for me, and I normally end up getting lost and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I've learned a lot about values in the past you know, year, so that helped a lot with this. You can see that the foliage has changed color now. Yep, I changed it to more of a pinkish, and like primarily pink, little spots of yellow, and then some purple for the dark spots that kind of merge into a blue, which is what the background is. So it helps separate her a lot more in the front, and doesn't feel so blue. Also, just in case any of you guys are wondering what I'm doing this on, it's Clip Studio, and I'm doing it on my iPad Pro 2017 model. I know the new iPad Pro is out. It's beautiful, it's awesome, the pencil attaches to the top, and I'm over here still sticking the pencil into the end of my iPad to charge it. But it still works to draw on. And just to let you guys know, those of you who might want this drawing on their wall, this is going to be available for a print, link in the description. But if you guys want to help support what I do on this channel, help support my artists, you can either buy some print or you can check me out on my Patreon. Links for both of those are in the description below. But I'd like to take this time to thank my current Patreons: Elizabeth, Woodiola, Seke Pelage, Wear My Crown, Daniil Helier, Noah Henderson, Maracuzio, JT, Satoshi, Kaneen Morel, Slow Days, Alpha Dog Studios, Aaron McQuiston, Malcolm X, This Guy Sewell, Mark Locke, Parthana, Thomas, Daniel Grim Reefer, Spencer, Blake Belcher, Carlos Loza, Wes Flincher, Ryan, Preston Smith, Grimoff. You guys are the best pencil nobbies there are and help me be able to do what I do on this channel. But in any case, I had a whole lot of fun with this illustration, and I don't know, it was just really fun to do. If you guys like it too, definitely make sure to share it to a friend. And if you also like it, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified when each video comes out. And like always guys, hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.